The doctor once said, "With tears there's hope." But I'm afraid despite the tears over the last 5 years watching the slow desecration of this beloved show, my hope is fast fading away completely. I have tried to regain some positivity after the disaster that was the Chibnall era, but the downs are beginning to outweigh the ups. The pressure to want to close the book on this particular chapter of my life is ever more stronger, as the agenda continues to be spread throughout the fabric of this already derailed flagship franchise. And as I move through my mid to late 40s now, I can't help but feel extremely bitter that a huge part of who I am can be stripped away from me and be completely corrupted from its original format. Yes, there's change, but hey, let's use the logical analogy. You can take that broom and change the handle, and then later the bristles become worn, so you change the head. Is it still that same broom that you bought? That is what Doctor Who is becoming in its struggle to stay relevant and modern through change. It's no longer remaining the show it was originally conceptualized as. Rip out a little sci-fi here and there and replace it with tick boxing and virtue signalling. It has become a new broom. I'm all for modernising a show to keep it fresh, but the push of tedious agendas over the last 5 years was unbearable, and as RTD steps in, my attention is seriously on a knife's edge, and as the 60th approaches, the info has dripped out with very little to really take hold of me and totally reassure me enough to relax and accept the return of true Doctor Who again. I'm fully prepared to take my seat and watch, but this hasn't been the real revival I was hoping for, and the continuous pattern that has come out is still leaving me with a nervous feeling in my gut. My opinions on the 60th and the recent leaks and announcements has been covered in other previous videos on the channel, but the utter disbelief at the new casting announcement the other day had totally taken me back. My heart sank, and I really began to question why I'm even still putting myself through this agony. Jinx Monsoon, the 2-time winning drag act from RuPaul's show, to which I personally do not care for, is now to join Doctor Who in a major role. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, a family show like Doctor Who is no place for a drag character. It's another attempt to tick a box and rub the fans' nose in it even more. And I'm really tired of tiptoeing around my words as to not offend people who can't accept my own personal opinions. They can throw as many effects and as much cash at this show, but it's slowly losing its soul to a politically far left-wing driven bunch of nutters who don't want to make this for everyone. They just want to use it as a way to enforce their message into the minds of the easily manipulated. Drag is adult entertainment and should remain there. It isn't a way to extend your message to an audience of children, and with all of the news of late talking about drag acts in school, is now really the right time to be introducing something like this into a family show? To me, it's a really bad business decision, and for RTD to do this, well, that is shocking. This makes me think he's basing his choices on his personal and political feelings and not on good business sense. He can't afford to be making these kinds of mistakes to an already severely damaged franchise. Why do these people need to all make a big song and dance? The first female actor to play the Time Lord, the first gay black actor, the first trans actor, the first drag star to be in Doctor Who. It becomes a media circus of fart-sniffing idiots all patting themselves on the back at how wonderfully progressive they are. Why do we need to be continuously informed at how we're all so far behind the times, and we need to really be educated? If these people are good enough, then simply just let them appear, without the unnecessary routine, and show us. We'll judge off what you give us on the screen. The more they make issues about these firsts, then all they are doing is showing everyone how they are so paranoid and care more about skin colour or sexuality than the actual viewers do at home. Most people really don't give a damn as long as they can act, and act well. We're really not here for the politics. We're here for the adventure. These are just my own personal opinions, and I will continue to watch the 60th and possibly onwards, but with every announcement as we progress further down the line, I find myself becoming more and more less interested. I just want some good writing, acting, and above all, some great science fiction. For God's sake, give me some escapism. If you agree or disagree with me, please feel free to leave a comment below, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and hitting the subscribe button and notification bell. Thanks.